Welcome to Crimson Guitars. This is a tutorial video demonstration of our EDC to a certain extent. No, okay. Basically, I have got here a beautiful custom neck that we built for a client, and 3 or 4 months in, he started having issues, and it turned out that while being stunningly beautiful. And we had properly dried it. It had been kiln dried and then stored in our timber store for a year or two. Once we cut this wood out of the plank, it twisted massively. And essentially, I'm not entirely sure if you can see this, but, well, by gum, it is very twisted. Now, the nice thing is it's twisted in the correct way. It's twisted such that the nut end of the high E string is pushed back and then it flattens out and actually probably goes the other way a little bit right up here. What that means is that when I'm playing a standard out of tune E chord, my wrist is not under tension at all. It's nice and flat and perfect, you know, whereas normally it would be poked out like that. And it means as the twist goes up, my wrist stays comfortable, and it's basically turned this into an ergonomic neck. Now, the client doesn't want an ergonomic neck, he wants what he's used to, which is understandable because he's been playing guitar for 30 or 40 years. And what that means is that I've got a neck with an ergonomic twist in it. And I just have to build a guitar around it, don't I? What we're going to do is create a baritone version of a production guitar we've been working on. And it's obviously going to be slightly Tele based. I'm going to change the headstock shape a little bit. And we're going to strip this neck right back and make it even more twisted, possibly. But, well, this is going to be a series of videos following that process from start to finish. And in the end, we're going to have an ergonomic, Tele-ish instrument for somebody to buy and enjoy. But for now, the videos are the thing. So, well, on we go. Welcome back. Since I handed this off to an apprentice to remove the neck, everything's changed. It's been more than a few months. I have a brand new workshop. I have 3 or 4 new apprentices and a bunch of other things. We've basically moved out the back of the studio into another larger space, and it has been total, utter chaos. But it's awesome. And I am now prepared to continue building this guitar. We are using a beautiful spalted ash, thin, Tele style body that we created on our CNC machines, and it's almost ready for fine sanding, and we're going to basically go through the final process of just checking it over and applying the oil. The guitar is being built around a Stetsbar Tremolo system, which I'm intrigued to see if it lives up to the hype. Let's just say that. It's basically supposedly sounds like a fixed bridge, but acts like a trem. And the heart of the guitar is going to be a custom wound set of House of Tone pickups created specifically for this build. And House of Tone are creating some awesome stuff. And well, we'll see if they got this one right. And I'm very, very excited to hear what she sounds like. This guitar has been put together to take to a local guitar show. And well, let's get building. The entire guitar has been fine sanded down front and back with the random orbital sander, which is noisy and you don't really need to see. And I'm just hitting the radiuses with some old Mercer Abranet pad, just to give it one last bit of loving before we add the oil finish. Before I put the oil on, put a hook in the bottom. I've gone over the whole guitar with sandpaper. She's absolutely perfect. And we're using the Crimson Guitars guitar finishing oil. And in this case, I'm using it in a slightly different, I'm experimenting with a different method. Basically, up to this point, the way we've found works best is to apply it, leave it really thick, and then rub every single vestige of the oil off. And I've been told from some of the people that use it that it actually also works really well if you apply it and then rub it straight off. After the second coat at least, because the first coat just disappears straight away into the grain. Crikey, this is beautiful. So just flood her on and go from there. So we formulated this especially for guitar work. It's highly penetrating oil and dries quickly and gives you a good medium gloss with minimal effort. And we actually use it on quite a lot of our guitars now. Basically, if it doesn't have lacquer on, that's a silly statement. If it doesn't have lacquer on, it's got oil. That's pretty much par for the course. Look at that spalting. This is local English ash from a sawyer who I think I'm a little bit in love with. He does create or find some stunning wood. Okay, so this is the first coat. The first coat is really actually about 2 coats. I'm going to flip her over, add more on, and then, before anything has a chance to dry, rub all of the excess off. Basically, we want to take away anything that isn't already soaked right into the grain. And then leave it to cure for a while and reapply in that manner. 3 or 4 coats should do it. Oh, look at this body. All right. Fresh bit of tissue paper, and we remove the excess. And this is going to get boring, so I'm going to turn you off now. This is our Crimson Guitars guitar finishing oil after literally 2 or 3 coats. And, well, no, literally 2 or 3. It is after 3 coats, and the first 2 being the initial coat that just sunk right in. And it's actually looking really, really awesome. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use a coat of Renaissance wax and see what happens. Renaissance wax is really, really good stuff, and we use it all the time on our tools actually. It's a microcrystalline wax, and just apply it on, buff it off, and we'll have even more protection and a lovely smell. So we have minimal oil finish and a coat of Renaissance wax, and that is a superb open-grained semi-gloss finish. And well, quite frankly, I'm really proud of how easy it is to get a really, really good finish with our oil. And, you know, some very, very good microcrystalline wax developed for the museum industry and used to protect oil paintings and statues everywhere. But our finishing oil has a lot to do with it, honest. Really. Seriously. Go buy some. So, and it actually quite matches the semi-gloss lacquer on the neck. So, well, let's see what happens when we start putting this thing together.